Hey, we want to mention, of course, Sydney, big event coming up in Montana. They're going to be donating proceeds, part of the proceeds, to her walk. She's going to walk 1 kilometer in support of juvenile arthritis, of course, research in the foundation. So we want to get that in there. Mentioned at the top of the show, yep, it's a Wednesday, and Barbara Felden from Get Smart's having a birthday. Max had his shoe phone. We have Syd Bolton and his watch. Welcome.
Thank you.
So you're allowed to, can you talk into this thing? Or?
No, you can't. So what I've got, I'll take it off so we can actually take a better look at it. This is Sony's SmartWatch 2. And I've actually written some articles about, so we'll hold that up so we can get a little better look at it. I've written some articles about, and we've shown the shine before.
Right.
And so Sony contacted me and said, hey, do you want to play around with the smartwatch for a couple of days? And I said, sure, that'd be great. So I've had it actually, I've been using it for about a week. And the interesting thing is that right now I have it set up to work as an analog face, but you can actually set it to be a digital face if you want to be able to tell time that way. And you can actually have little tiny apps.
Come on, surfing
your
the
watch.
web and all that kind of stuff?
Well, not really surfing the web because it's very difficult to do that with such a small screen, but it does have some cool things. For example, I've got Twitter set up on here, and you can actually get updates from Twitter, and you can see I'm scrolling through some of those right now.
So is Tweety Watch?
Tweety Watch, yeah, that's its nickname. And basically what it does is the device itself doesn't really connect to the internet. It actually connects through your smartphone. And this particular, so you kind of need a smartphone to go with it in terms of how you use it. Now, I've been testing it alongside the Sony Xperia Z1, as we would call it in Canada, or the Z1.
New venture for them getting into this?
They've actually had phones for quite a while, but they've typically had their own operating system, which is something that, Sony, there it is right there, Sony often does. But inside, it is actually, it'll look familiar to some users, it's actually Android. So it's a standard Android phone. And that's the other thing too, a misconception some people might have. Like, do you have to have a Sony phone in order to use the watch? The answer is no. So this particular one is designed for Android, so any Android phone will work with it. So the interesting thing is, you might think, well, how many different apps could you possibly have for this phone?
Yeah.
There's over 300 already.
So why do I want this?
Well, the thing is, it does a lot of things. There's, depending on what you want. For example, you can play games on it.
Right.
You can use a calculator.
Would that be a pedometer?
It does have a fitness app, actually several, but yes, you can use it as a pedometer, and you can use it to keep track of fitness and other things that you do. Much like the Shine, there's also some health apps available to sort of, check on your sleep and things like that. And, it's interesting. I'm still not sure 100% how I feel about it after the week. Like at first I was kind of like, there's not a lot on this that I would really actually use day to day. But as I've been using it more and more, I've actually begun to like it more and more. And it has some really cool things. Like, how many of us have ever misplaced our phones, right? Probably most of us. And so there's actually an app that will sort of help you find your phone. So it basically works by flashing and buzzing the closer you get to the phone. So it's kind of like a Geiger. What do you call those things?
Geiger counter?
No, I was going to say Geiger counter, but yeah, like a metal detector,
right.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
So as you get closer to your phone, it gives you that feedback. It's a little strange to get used to the feedback on your arm. So every time there's a new tweet, for example, my wrist goes off, and I haven't figured out whether I can shut that off because I usually with a watch I put it on. I like to go to sleep with it, so I have to sort of think, should I take this off? It's also a little strange to get used to charging your watch. Although I must say, for a screen, the screen is always there, although it's dim. The expected battery life is about 4 days, and I've never gotten into a situation where I was told I had to recharge it, so that was okay. Although you do have to take it off, obviously, to charge it back up. But
I get a kick out of these things because I always remember when Rogers, for instance, bought the Blue Jays. People went, why? And everyone said content.
Yeah.
Because somebody's, I don't know, opined that the day is going to come when I'm going to be sitting there watching a ball game on my thumbnail. And you go, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and this allows you to do other things in conjunction with your phone, such as being able to control the camera from your phone. So you could actually put your phone in a situation where you're not close to it, and then be able to control it from the watch and actually take a picture and stuff like that.
I was worried that would become the camera and you could get in trouble walking around with that thing.
Yeah, no, nothing like that. It doesn't have that in there.
Syd Bolton would never do that. Listen, thanks for coming in
Yeah, no
today.
problem. $200, by the way.
Oh, really?
Ask me,
Okay, I forgot to ask you the buck question. Okay,
$200.
shame on me, I forgot. Thanks for coming in. We're going to be back on a Thursday. Our friends from the SPCA are going to be here, GRCA and Nutrition as well with Nicole Kernahan. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for doing it Inside Brant.